Welcome to another episode of The Wong Reviewer. In today's episode, we're going to unbox and review the Aputure VS2 field monitor, and I'm going to set this up on the X-H1 and X-T3. One of the big complaints about the X-T3 and X-H1 is the LCD flip screen. It doesn't actually articulate and flip out so that you can see yourself when you're shooting, especially for vlogging type videos. As you can see from the video here, it kind of articulates down, up, and to the side, but it doesn't fully flip out. And that's an issue for me. As the only person operating a camera and shooting videos, not having a flip out screen is very time consuming. So I constantly have to keep checking the camera every time I make any adjustments. So what I just showed you there is how long it takes me to get my setup organized for me to start shooting a video. As you can see, it's a very cumbersome process where I make several changes, go behind the camera, stop it, check, come back, do another recording, make some changes, whether it's to my LED light, to my Godox light, even to like where the position of my chair is. I have to keep going back and forth to check. And I found this very cumbersome and very tedious, especially for filming. So what I decided to do was go out and get a field monitor to put on top of the camera so that it can stop, so I can see exactly what I need to do in terms of adjustment in real time without having to record, stop, go around, look, and come back. So I picked up this Aputure VS2 7-inch field monitor. Let's open it up and take a look and see how it works. So stay tuned. So now we're going to open up. So now we're going to unbox this and look what's inside the box, and we'll set it up to the X-T3 and the X-H1. So the brand's called Aputure. The model is VS2 Fine HD kit. Comes with a handy case, articulate. So we're going to open it up. Put the box in. So it comes in a carrying case, which is really nice. So there's an Aputure logo on it. Feels like felt. It's nice. It has actually a handle on it as well. Feels nice. Almost like neoprene type material. Just gonna open it up. As you can see, there's already foam padding, which is nice. So I'm guessing this is the warranty card. Brochure if it's different types of products. More literature. Product manual. And then I guess if you want some stickers you could put on there. I should probably find some with the Honda Civic and put it on their car. Okay, so the unit itself comes with an extending arm. You can mount this to your tripod. I'm gonna have to figure out how to use this, but it looks handy. Oh man, it's tough to get out. And here you go. So the Aputure, the monitor. If you look at the back, you can see the different components. component, an HDMI component cable, HDMI. I have battery there, and then the AC. Okay, I'll set this aside. What else does it come with? Comes with the, looks like a case, soft case. This, I believe, is the hood. Yep, this is the hood for the sunlight to block out to block the sun out, so you can see your monitor. Very nice. Comes with the HDMI cables. So there's two kinds. It's another HDMI cable. Two different sizes, depending on your camera. So for the X-H1 and X-T3, we'll be using this one. This is the power cable. Universal adapter. That is a very, very short cable to plug into a wall, so you might need an extension cord for sure. Battery charger. And the battery itself. So it's nice that it comes with the battery and the charger, so you can use it remotely with the battery or you use the power cable at home. So I'm going to go charge up the battery and get this set up. I decided to mount the monitor using a cold shoe mount. And I had the monitor facing me, and it's pretty simple to do. So I just lock it into the flash mount. Plugged in the HDMI cable at the back. I've already charged and installed the battery. And then I plug in the HDMI Type D into the camera. And on the X-T3, it's the bottom left hand side, same as the X-H1. I was curious to see how long it would take for the video monitor to boot up. I decided to time it to see about 18.46 seconds for us to get some video. So my initial impression, the video monitor looks really good. You can see it's a HDMI feed, 1080p at 30 Hertz. There's some shortcut buttons here for different focus areas. So the display doesn't show any of the information that's displayed on the camera. So in the camera, I don't know if it's hard to see, but you can see the shutter speed, the f-stop, the ISO, Eternia mode, autofocus, and you see the grid line and the focus box. But you can't see that in here. And if I hit the menu button is not displaying on here. So the current setup of the video monitor by default will always just show what's coming through to the camera. However, there's going to be some cases where I actually do want to see what's actually being displayed on the camera itself. So like the f-stop, the ISO, the shutter, and I also want to see the menu as well, especially when the camera is turned around facing me. There's a function in the camera itself that you actually have to turn on the X-T3 and the X-H1 to view the camera settings on the display. So let's take a look. To turn on the camera display information on the video monitor, you have to do the following steps. I'm going to click menu, making sure I'm on the movie tab. Scroll to page 4. Go to the option that says HDMI output info display off. Right select, select on. And now whatever information I have on the LCD is going to display on the monitor. On the X-H1, I'm going to hit menu. Scroll down to page 3. HDMI output info display is off. Select on. And now whatever is displayed on LCD monitor is going to display on the monitor. So on X-H1, this function is on page 3. After I turn the setting on, whatever's displayed on the LCD panel is now going to display on the video panel, which is very nice. So if I have the monitor flipped around, facing me when I'm recording, I can see my exposure balance, I can see what f-stop I'm at, ISO, Eternia, battery level, which is very important as I'm recording. And that's a very handy feature to have. I find this information very useful than having just the visual picture. For me personally, I'm going to keep this function on. Having information displayed to me is very helpful in terms of recording videos. However, that's a personal preference. You might have a preference to not have the display on and just to see what's feeding you. Again, the nice thing about this feature is when I click menu, I have the ability, it mimics exactly what I have on the LCD screen to what I have up here. So as I go through the menu, it also does that too, which is great for tutorials. So this is my current setup. This is my current setup for videos. If I zoom in, having the monitor would now be able to see and frame myself in the picture and see if I'm in focus, without having to go back and forth between the camera. The poster there is just temporarily for the video. And then my Godox light on the left here. So I'm very happy with this setup. Again, having the monitor to see myself and to talk and to check the coloring, it's great. I have used this video monitor for a week now, and I'm blown away by how fast I can record segments now. I no longer have to stop the video, go back, review it, come back, make adjustments, go back, stop it, and make adjustments. I actually have tape on the floor to tell me where my chair should be, so at least I'm a good distance away from the camera. Now I don't have to do any of that. I just hit record, look at the composition up on the video monitor. If you're a Fuji X user and you do a lot of vlogging type videos or YouTube videos with your camera, I strongly recommend getting some kind of external monitor. It will vastly improve your workflows. So this is my initial experience with using an external monitor. I really wish I had gotten this way before when I first started creating this channel. I think that would have saved me so much time. I'm very happy that I have it now, and I'm going to be using it constantly as I develop more content for this channel. If you have any questions about the monitor or about my experience using it, please leave a comment below. If this video was helpful to you, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for future updates. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you next time.